As it almost always is, Mile High Stadium is sold out today for only the sixth meeting ever between the Philadelphia Eagles of the NFC Eastern Division and the Denver Broncos of the AFC West for the 150th consecutive game in which non-striking teams are involved. Script kick. David Little lets it go by, and he goes right by. He's Sherman. He can't control it. Eagles start from their own 3.5. Randall Cunningham with only 64 yards last week. Lowest game as a starter since '85. Offensive line, Matt Darwin, Mike Shad. Ron Solt, of course, back in the lineup now. And Keith Jackson will start, but he's hobbled by injuries. Byers, Tony, Johnson, and Carter, and on passing downs, it's Garrity and Henry Williams. Carricker, Cragen, and Ron Holmes will start up front, and the linebackers Brooks, Dennison, Mecklenburg, and Simon Fletcher. And the defensive secondary, Braxton and Henderson. Steve Atwater and Dennis Smith is having an all-pro year on passing downs. Denver goes to 7 defensive backs. Here's a handoff up the middle again. Anthony Tony out near the 15-yard line. Running. Snap. The handoff. Byers. Mark Munford can't make the tackle. Wyman Henderson and Dennis Smith finally bring Byers down, but he's out to the 29-yard line. On 3rd and 5, 4 wide receivers. No blitz by the Broncos. Cunningham out of the grasp of a potential tackler. That's Fletcher chasing him. Randall gets a heck of a block from Tony and is out of bounds with a first down. He got a superb block from Anthony Tony.
Understanding the running game, and I would say that Cunningham has certainly learned a lot on this drive.
3rd and 4. And again they run. It's Byers. Touchdown, Philadelphia. And here comes John Elway on the field for the first time. 202 yards in the 4th quarter last week. And for the season, 7 touchdowns and 8 interceptions. He really erupted in the second half of that win over Seattle. His offensive line, Perry, who had a horrid game last week. Keith Karts is injured and may be able to go the distance today. Clarence Kay starts at tight end. Bobby Humphrey and Melvin Bratton, the rookie starting backfield. And Vance Johnson, Mark Jackson, the wide receivers. Young and Mobley come in on passing downs. Denver opens with a double tight end set, however, on first down. Play fake. And Elway comes left. Caught by Vance Johnson. Gets up and scoots out of bounds at the 47-yard line. Philadelphia defense, and they have played extraordinarily well. Reggie White, Pitts, Brown, and Simmons, the front 4. The linebackers, Joyner, Evans, and Harris. The defensive secondary has been a little bit shaky in some games. Jenkins, Allen, Hopkins, and Waters. Frizzell and Everett come in as the nickel and dime backs, respectively.
And the first thing that the Eagles did, Vern, after that completion by Elway was bring Reggie White out of the end and put him at nose tackle over the center. Wasn't going to allow Elway to throw on first down.
Sewell and Winder are in the backfield now out of the shotgun. Elway tipped. Picked off by Izell Jenkins. Number 46 looks for a convoy and counter punches to the 41-yard line. The pass just a little bit high, but then it was tipped by a receiver and returned 18 yards. Byers and Higgs in the backfield. Tony on the bench with an injury. Byers going left. Good block from Heller. They are ripping this Denver Bronco defense to shreds, Terry. Rick Dennison. 1st and 10. Again on the ground, it's Byers. We're going to do it and do it again, and then we'll do it one more time until you learn. 3rd and 6. First pass, complete, Sherman. Football. Buddy Ryan, go for it. You're on the road, it might snow. You're going to San Diego after the game for a week.
Keep the clock running.
You're 5-2. You've run for 135 yards already.
You don't want to throw another pass the rest of the day?
Go for it. Welcome those of you who watched Green Bay defeat Detroit in overtime 23-20. 4th and 2 inches for the first down for the Philadelphia Eagles. Cunningham appears to have gotten it. Randall Cunningham on 4th and less than a foot.
Is able to run the football.
1st and goal. Chris Carter wide to the left. They throw for Carter. He has the touchdown. His favorite route, he told us, is the fade pattern. And look what they ran, Terry.
Exactly. Carter told us my most favorite route is the fade, and I use my eyes to freeze the defensive back. And I lean on him, and look at him looking at the defensive back. Gets into him, then the defensive back, he coyed him. He got him to turn around, and then automatically Carter turns around, makes a fine catch of an excellent thrown ball by Cunningham.
Well, let's focus in on Reggie White, the all-pro defensive tackle.
Well, you can bet one thing, that holding is something that Reggie White is very upset with. Is there holding here? No, that's just good job. But Reggie White, notice you will never see him get on a pass rush that someone, at least 2 people, are trying to block him. In a lot of cases, Vern 3.
That was Ken Lanier doing the blocking job then. 3rd down and 7 now. 3 wide receivers in. And Elway works out of the shotgun. Blitz coming. Simmons right in his face. And the pass incomplete, as Clyde Simmons had an unobstructed path to John Elway. And a 3rd and 7. Shotgun for Cunningham, who's thrown twice. Hands it off to Byers. Bell punt. From Cunningham to Chris Carter. The only points thus far. The Broncos have had 1 pass intercepted, and they've had to punt once. There's John Telchik. Ken Bell at the 15. Bobbled. Battle for the ball. Philadelphia has it. Brett Hager, number 54. 2nd down and 6. Cunningham. Flag is down, and so is Randall Cunningham. The flag back at the 16-yard line. There are 2 flags down now. Holding. Because an injury timeout was taken, Randall Cunningham will have to sit out at least 1 play, if not more, and the medical staff tending to him now. So Matt Cavanaugh is in at quarterback. The holding call wiped out the run by Cunningham, and it gives the Eagles a 2nd down from the 19-yard line. Matt Cavanaugh has not thrown a pass this year. He did come in the first game of the year and hand the ball off a couple of times. Here is Matt Cavanaugh across the middle, intercepted. Now he's thrown one. Rick Dennison gets his first pick of the year. Rick Dennison's pass interception. 1st and 5. Elway, right flat, caught. Mark Jackson as the cornerback. Izell Jenkins slipped. And that's complete out to the 34-yard line.
He's experiencing the downside right now, and he's having to adjust to it, having to get used to it.
2nd down and 8. Reggie White. Oh, did he blow in?
Oh, my gosh.
Reggie White just got a sack, his 5th of the year. Here comes the stunts. Frizzell on the blitz. Elway lets it go. Eric Allen picks it off. Frizzell was coming on the blitz. That allowed Allen to run under the pass. 3rd turnover the Eagles have accomplished in the first half of play. Back to live action now. Carter starts in motion. Here comes Mark Higgs. Steve Atwater, number 27, knocks him out of bounds at the 23-yard line. 4 receivers in now on 3rd and 11. Draw play. Byers stopped at the 23. 9 of 14 for the year. This is from 41 yards out. Telchik will hold. He's 9 of 15 for the year. Back split, both wide receivers to the right side. Elway with time, deep for Johnson. Vance Johnson, big catch. First down at the 44-yard line.
Johnson in the slot.
2nd and 1. Trap play inside. Melvin Bratton out of Miami, the 7th round draft choice, who sat out of football for 2 years with an injury. sustained on New Year's Day 2 years ago.
Jeff Fisher told us, the defensive coordinator for the Eagles, there are 2 plays that we must stop. Number 1 is from split backs, the trap. Number 2 is the draw. That time it was the draw that got the first down for the Broncos.
Second down and 3, 14-0 Philadelphia. Play fake. Elway into traffic, first and goal at the 10-yard line. Found Johnson again. For Johnson now for 63 yards, first and goal from the 10. Elway quarterback draw, sprint to the end zone, touchdown. The Eagles opened up with a 14-0 lead. Dan Reeves' team came back with 1 second quarter touchdown. That's the end of the first half with our score. Philadelphia 14 and the Denver Broncos 7.
He said, now I have to study more than I ever had in my entire professional career.
3 receivers in on first down. The handoff goes to Bobby Humphrey. Big hole. There's the ground game. Al Harris with the tackle. Split backs. Away with time. No, he doesn't. Fumble. That's a live football. John may be shaken up. No, he's going to get up and be all right. Well, they talk so much about you have to play in a big-time program to be in the NFL. And here's the catch by Jimmy Giles, and he's got Carter in front. The 34-year veteran is in for the touchdown. 66 yards, and there are no flags.
Well, you wonder where the play action went. Well, there it is, a little play action, froze the linebacker Dennison just enough to allow Giles the 1 step, and then the perfectly thrown ball, and then here's a wonderful job of running by Giles, picks up Carter, who escorts him in, good block on Atwater, and then Giles gets in.
And 5, Broncos trail by 14. 4-man rush. Elway steps up and he'll run to the left side. He's got enough for the first down. A flag is also down. Ian Bratton are split behind John Elway right now. Adjustments made by the Eagle defense, and Elway drops straight back. Looks deep across the middle. Has Johnson open. First down at the 26. Andre Waters with the hit. For the first down at the 13. Blitz. Elway. Let's go in the corner. Johnson. Touchdown. Just like that.
Blitz. Straight up the middle from the outside. Good job. Elway anticipating he's going to get hit. Turns the ball loose early, anticipating exactly where Johnson will end up. And then Johnson with man coverage that time on Jenkins beats him for the touchdown.
No blitz. Trouble. Sack.
Holmes.
Broncos trail. Play fake by Elway. Brown has it. And a 10-yard loss. Jerome Brown unimpeded. That is the 6th sack of John Elway through the first half of the year. Third down and 12. Elway, another rush. Mike Pitts has him. That's 7 sacks. This is an injured offensive line and a very, very good Philadelphia defensive line. Touchdown pass came on play action, 66 yards to Jimmy Giles. Here's the dash series that Terry was talking about. Cunningham nailed it to 2. Fumble. They're still wrestling for the ball, and there has been no indication.
Well, Cunningham lost the ball, but what may happen here if Denver has the ball?
Yes! With 1:20 to go, third quarter.
Sewell's in the backfield.
They botched the play. This is Melvin Bratton. Stiff arm, no. of bounds at the 1.
Why Bratton?
Gary Kubiak will hold. But there has to be a feeling of opportunity lost here for the Denver Broncos with a 1st and goal at the 3, and they settle for the field goal.
Exactly.
And it is now 21-17. That's the end of the 3rd quarter. With our score, the Philadelphia Eagles 21, the Denver Broncos 17.
We're going to stop that. We're just going to take it one piece at a time.
3rd and 10, here comes the blitz. Cunningham across the middle. Incomplete, it'll be a punt. 2nd down and 10. And a blitz look. Now let's see if they jumped offside or were drawn off. Elway deep for Johnson. If the play stands, it's a 1st down at the 17. Shotgun formation. Elway, he'll run it. Chase from behind, slides down, 1st and goal.
Absolutely, why not?
There it is, play action. There's the toss. There's the touchdown.
If he blitzes, throw it to the back. If he pulls off, then you throw it to the tight end. Notice that no one is in the back, out in the flat to cover that man. His man blitz, and that makes the safety have to come all the way over to make the coverage impossible to do. Excellent call.
That is Melvin Bratton's 1st touchdown as a pro. 3 wide receivers are in, shotgun formation, 2 deep zone by the Denver Broncos. Cunningham finds a man, and then it's incomplete. Chris Carter could not hang on. Short punt. Bell, did it hit one of the receivers? Did it hit a Bronco? No, the officials are saying no.
They're arguing.
Did it hit a Bronco?
They're saying it hit Darren Carrington, number 29.
William Frizzell thought for sure it hit one of the Broncos.
They're going to give it to Philadelphia.
You cannot advance a muff. You cannot advance a muff. That apparently is going to be ruled a muff.
There's the bounce. The ball comes up.
The punt was touched by Denver, recovered by Philadelphia. No advance is possible, but 1st down.
That's where we are. Now 3rd and 18. Flags down. Cunningham, Garrity. If the play stands, it's a 1st down at the 11. Keith Jackson is in the lineup. Cunningham back. Keith Byers stopped at the 1. David Little in motion. Touchdown, Philadelphia, Keith Byers. Elway intercepted. Eric Everett has it, number 42. And he counter punches to the 49-yard line. Cunningham will run it. Hurdles close for the 1st down. Now, did he get it? Randall Cunningham's scamper on 3rd and 13 has given the Eagles a fresh series of downs with only 2 minutes remaining here at Mile High Stadium.
Coming around, and it does get cold in Philadelphia.
3rd and 6, Cunningham deep right side. Chris Carter, flag down.
Wyman Henderson. All he had to do was turn his head around and the flag would have been picked up. But by not turning his head around...
Offense number 80.
They're going to call it on Chris Carter. Whoa! In the end zone, touchback. Broncos get it back at the 20-yard line with 92 seconds to go. Jackson. 1st down at the 40. They can't stop the clock. 1:15 remaining. Jackson at the 39. Gain of 21, first down.
Now you kill the clock. Now you set them. There it is.
Now what on 3rd and 10?
Once again, the area that you attack, the area that's most vulnerable is the inside route, sir. Even on man coverage, because you run away from people by coming to the inside. So look for the Eagles to drop back, possibly play zone, make Elway force his completions inside. If he gets them outside, it stops the clock.
In the end zone, Sewell. Incomplete. 4th and 10. And no timeouts left. Quarterback draw. Fumble. Philadelphia football.
In that rule right there, the only way that ball could have been recovered would have been by Elway. That's the old Raider rule, the Kenny Stabler rule. Elway would have been the only one who could have recovered this ball in the last 2 minutes of a football game. Elway running for the first down. Dives in there, a la Cunningham, ball comes out. The only one that can pick that ball up and recover it is John Elway.
And they lead it right now 28-24, and Denver cannot stop the clock. That'll do it. The Eagles with a strong ground game in the first half and a big pass play, but the biggest play of all was a muff of a punt recovered by William Frizzell that led to a go-ahead touchdown, and then Philadelphia hung on for a 4-point edge. Back in a moment.